Welcome to my third episode in my series on how to create your first YouTube videos. In the two previous ones, we planned the video and shot the video. Now in this one, we're going to talk about how to edit it. Let's roll the intro. For those of you who are new to this channel, I'm Bellemare-Alford, a young photographer and filmmaker on a journey to become better at this art. Before starting, I wanted to quickly talk about which video editor we're going to be using in this video and why it really doesn't matter if you're using something else. So I'm going to be using the VN editor on my iPad, but I decided to use this app because it's completely free and works on whatever device you have. So whether it's an Android phone, it's an iOS device, it's a Mac or a PC, it works everywhere. Another really great thing about this app is that it's completely free, and when I say free, it's even free for things like 4K exports and doesn't even include a watermark inside of the video, so it's a really great option for anybody that is starting out. I personally use Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro for my more advanced edits and sometimes use LumaFusion on my iPad, but everything I'm going to talk about works in whatever the editor you're using, so really concentrate on the concepts I'm talking about and don't concentrate on exactly how I execute them inside of this video editor. Okay, so now let's get started. So we're going to come here, open our VN editor app, go on the plus icon at the bottom here and select new project. So it's going to right away ask us to import some files. So I already have an album here that I created to be a little bit more efficient. And we're going to start by talking about a thing that is really important. So when I started making videos and video editing, I really wanted to do everything at the same time at the beginning. So that was a huge problem. So you don't want to be editing everything in one pass. So you really want to be doing things in steps. So the first thing we're going to do is edit our A-roll, then we're going to add our B-roll, then we're going to add our music or our graphics, and finally we're going to add the final touch like color gradings and things like that. The reason why we're doing this is that the more of the things you add to your edit, the harder it becomes afterwards to be able to change things afterwards. So it's also harder after that to render your files if you have color grading, if you have multiple graphics and things like that. So it might slow down quite a lot your video editing program. So it's much better to create things one step at a time and really go step by step. So we're going to go right away and select our clips right here for our text. So I have this first one right here. Okay, so I think I selected all the clips in the right order. So we're going to come here, click on next, and now we have our clips ready to play. And now we're going to come here and start cutting these down. So these are only the talking shots that we have right now. So we can start playing and find where I start talking.
Hello, everyone.
And I actually know that I had to retake this one a few times. So if we look at the waveform right here, we can see I took it once, two, and I think this is the one where I got it right. So just by looking at the sound here, we can really quickly find different parts of the clip and where we should be cutting our clip. So if we listen
Hello,
here.
everyone. Today we're going to be doing a long-term review of the DJI.
So this is our clip, the right one. So we're going to come here. We're going to click on split. And this is where VN Editor is really great. To remove a clip, all you have to do is swipe up right here. So now we can come here. We can scroll to the end. Oh, I realized actually I had another take here. So we can see I took it a few times, so we're actually going to remove this one. Come here. Make sure this is the end. Okay, this is the end. Cut it. Remove the next one here. And we're good to go. So I'm not going to bore you with this process. I'm going to go through and cut the beginning and ends of all these clips. And then I'm going to talk about a few other techniques. Okay, so just like you saw, it was actually really quick cutting the in and out points by only looking at the waveform of the audio. It's a really great way to quickly go through all the clips without having to listen completely to them. And this is a really important thing because the less time you pass listening to the videos nonstop, the faster it's going to be to edit your video. So next thing we're going to look at is right here. So I have a pretty big pause. We can see it in the audio here, or I take a pause when I'm talking. So if you listen to the clip, we see I had a little hesitation and took a pause inside the video. And we're going to create what we call a jump cut. And this is very typical of YouTube videos. So we're going to come right here at the beginning of the cut. We're going to click on split right here. We're going to go at the end of the clip, click on split again, and we're going to remove this part of the video. And now if we look back at this video, we're going to see it creates a cut that is really rough and not the best type of cut, but this is very typical in side of YouTube videos because you want to keep the pace going pretty fast. One little trick here, if you want to make this cut a little bit better, is actually to come here and go on the second clip right here. And now you can select the clip and you can see there's a yellow border that appears here. And now you can use your finger to make it bigger. And by making your second clip a little bit bigger, it's going to make it look as if you zoomed in inside of that shot. So it's going to make the cut a little bit more natural. So if we come back here, click on play,
If you enjoyed this video, please let me know.
we see that the cut now looks a lot more natural. And this is why in a lot of videos you actually see the people jumping forward and backwards, because it makes the video a little bit more entertaining to look at and also hides the cuts that you're adding inside of your video. Another thing I want to talk about is if I come here, I'm actually talking about noise inside of photos and realize it's not really that much of a problem. So this is a part of the video. I'm actually going to come here and cut it out. So this is very important when you're creating a YouTube video, is to cut out every part that you think is not necessarily the best one inside of the video. So it's really hard sometimes because you worked a lot, you passed some time filming the video, but it arrives sometimes that I cut out half of the things that I filmed outside, and this is just normal to get a better video in the end, because you don't want to have something too long, and if you're repeating yourself in the video, you definitely don't want to leave that inside of the video. So always cut down as much as possible. But now we're ready to go for the second step, and this is going to be adding our transition B-roll inside of the video here. So first of all, we're going to come right here, and then we're going to click on the plus icon here to add more videos. And here at the beginning, I had my intro, so I'm just going to add my intro right here. Then after this clip right here, we're going to go and search for some audio video I filmed for the transition right here. So this might take a few seconds for me to find the right clips I want. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go with these 3 clips. So now we're gonna add these ones right here. And now we're gonna add them. We're gonna see that they're pretty long. So I'm just gonna scroll through, try and find where I get in, remove this, see where I get out. So I turn right here, cut it. Do the same for the second clip here. So this is actually the one I want to have at the end. So I get in right here, cut it. This is where I turn around. So I want to have it right before I finish turning around. So to rearrange a clip inside of VN Editor is actually really simple, and it's pretty similar to what other software allow to do. So you simply long press it here, and then you can move it around to somewhere else. So if you look back at this, it's a little bit slow and a little bit boring. So one thing we're going to do is come back and really cut it down to be as quick as possible. So the clip should not be more than 1 or 2 seconds. So we're going to come back here. We're going to keep this one. I'm going to get in here. Probably just going to keep one step, remove it right here. Then we're going to come in this one here. I'm just going to keep when I'm in the middle here. So we're going to go here to here, cut again here. And finally, the last one here, we're going to keep when I have a step right here and turn around here. So now if you look at this, we're going to see it's much faster and it's much more snappier. And that's what we want, because we want the video to be fast and we don't want to be boring people with our transition between the different shots. So I'm going to continue editing all the other different transition B-roll, but it's the same idea that applies for each of them. Okay, so I quickly want to talk about the last little sequence I have right here. So in this one, we're going to see that if we look at it, we have a close-up of the drone, then we have some drone shots, we have some shots of me walking, drone shot again, some shots of the drone. And we can see that first thing we have here is that all the shots are varying a little bit. So instead of having the drone shot, then me walking, then that's it, we have very different shots that are one after the other, and I've cut them together to make it a little bit more entertaining. The second thing is that it's very tempting when you have a drone shot, especially, to leave it for longer because it looks really good. But even if a shot looks really good, you really need to learn to cut, and cut again. That's probably my best advice I can give, is to always cut down as much as possible to have a pretty quick pace, and a pace at least that you think is entertaining. Then we're ready to look at our whole video. So up to now, I haven't watched the whole video just to save some time. So I'm ready to go back to the beginning here and rewatch it completely. So let's do it. Okay, so our next step is pretty important one. It's adding our overlay B-roll. And for this, it's actually pretty easy. So if we listen at the clip right here,
Very interesting for its size and weight. It's a drone that can easily go inside of a backpack.
so we can hear that I'm saying that it's a drone that goes easily inside of a backpack. So we're gonna actually come back here. Then we're going in the option right here to add a sticker or picture in picture. And this is gonna allow to overlay some clips above the clip that we have right now. Okay, so I found the clip that I wanted right here. So if we put it on top here, we can see that we have it here. Now if we click on it, we can resize it to have it start at the right time. And we're going to cut it down so it's not as long, so we can just peek through it right here. And we want to align about at the same time I'm saying it. So if we look at the clip right here, we're going to see
it's a drone that can easily go inside of a backpack, which makes it a great option.
So right when I'm saying that it's a drone that goes easily in the backpack, I show the same visual that goes with that. If you didn't know, a pretty cool technique here, if you have a footage like this drone shot that is quite long and you just want to speed it up, is actually to use what you call a speed ramp. So you can come inside of here, click on the clip right here, then we can go on the speed option inside of the VN editor. And by default, if we go on regular here, we can speed up the clip by 4 or 5 times, which already makes the clip better looking. But then if we come back to curve here, we can go on the presets they already have here and use, for example, the montage option here. And we're going to see it's going to slowly start going faster. Then it's going to slow down quite a lot and it's going to go faster again. So this is a pretty cool effect to get a more dynamic shot. But here I'm going to speed up the clip again, speed it up quite a lot more because I want everything to go faster. I do like the fact that it does slow down at a certain point here. But I think this looks just a lot better and it's a lot cooler shot, and it was super easy to add with the presets inside of VN editor. This can be done in pretty much all the other editors too, but it's definitely a feature worth checking out if you have some drone footage. I finally completed adding all the B-roll on top, and just like you saw, it actually takes some time to do it. So now we're ready to add all the graphics here. So the first thing we're going to come and do is go on top here, and I actually have some graphics that I saved inside of the library in VN editor. So if we go on stocks here, go in my own assets, we can add right here, we're just going to check it's the right one. So we're going to have my social media accounts here. We can add it right here. And if we see now, we have a problem right here because it's a green screen that is here. So we don't see the image underneath, but this is not a big problem. We can actually just go inside of the chroma option right here, then select our color. So we can move around this little toggle to select the color, then change the intensity. We can bring it up quite a lot because we want to make sure there's no spill, and just bring up the spill here, and we're all good. Now we can have our little animation on top here. So this is one custom animation that I made, but you can actually go on YouTube and find quite a lot more animations like this. And the little trick is to screen record your screen when watching the YouTube video to get these animations. Just make sure that they're on the green screen and that you have the rights to be filming them on YouTube. And another thing that we could add are titles, and actually pretty neat how you can add titles inside of VN editors here. So when I said it's cheaper, we could come in here. We could add a title. We're going to add the line title right here, and we're going to add the price. So I'm actually not sure how much the drone costs right now. So we're going to come in here and we're going to change the title right here. So we're going to call it, let's say it's $500, but I'm not actually sure if that's the price or not. And then we're going to bring the title right here. You can resize it to make it bigger. We're going to put it in the corner right here. And what is really neat is that now we can go in the motion option right here, and we can add an in animation. So we're going to reveal it from the side. So simply by clicking it a few times, actually I want to slide it from the side. So we're going to slide it from this side. Then we're going to go on the out animation, add the same animation for sliding out. And now if we play this back, we're going to see that we have a nice little animation here that appears with our title and then goes out. So this is how easy it is to add multiple titles. You can add as many as you want or as little as you want. It's really for you to see what you want to add to make your video more interesting. But there's a pretty nice rule that you can keep in mind, and it's that you should have something that visually appears at a maximum of 10-second interval. So you shouldn't have more than 10 seconds where you're talking in the video without having anything on the screen appearing to keep the attention of the people watching your video. Okay, so now let's talk about the last step, and this one is adding sound or music to our video and also fixing the sound that we have. And the reason I keep this to the very last is that I want to make sure that everything else is set in place before adding music, because if you add the music before and start changing things around, it makes it a lot harder to change things afterwards. So that's why I prefer fixing the audio at the very last step. For the music, we're going to be using Epidemic Sound. This is my preferred service to get some music, but really use whatever you want. Just know that you're not allowed to be using music from probably your preferred artist or anything that you found online that isn't royalty free. And if you need music and don't want to pay anything, YouTube actually has a library of music that you can go on and get some free music for your videos. So definitely go check that one out if you're interested to get some free music for your videos. But I'm going to go on Epidemic Sound because it usually has better quality audio, and I'm not sponsored for this video. It's just a service I use and I like. And I think that already here they have a few suggestions for me for my channel. I think if we listen at these, they're all pretty good. Yeah, I do like them pretty much. So they pretty much know what I like in the type of music. So we're just gonna come here and I'm gonna download all of these different songs. So now that we downloaded the music, we're ready to add it to our projects. We're gonna go here in music. I've imported right here. So we're probably gonna go, just gonna listen to the ones here. I think I like this one right here. So we're gonna click on use. I don't want it very long, so we're just gonna make it shorter. Let's say 11 seconds. We're gonna drop it here. So I wanna align it with the beginning of my B-roll right here. So my transition B-roll right here. So I want it to be about here. So that seems to be about right. So we're just gonna play it. Yeah, so that seems pretty good. So then we're gonna come here, make it a little bit shorter, but overlap it just a little bit here with our clip that starts, and then go on option, and we're gonna fade it out a little bit right here. We're just gonna come inside here and check it a little bit here. So now if we play it again, it's gonna start when our B-roll starts and fade away when we're starting to talk again. So I stopped putting music behind my voice when I'm talking because it was a little bit distracting for some people. So now I only put some music over the different parts of B-roll. So I'm going to repeat the process for the other B-roll sequences, and we're going to talk about the last step we have to do with volume and to fix the audio inside of the video. So we have the last little step to do for the audio. So the first thing is, if we listen at some of the overlay audio right here, we're gonna hear the drone quite a lot. So you wanna go through all your overlay audio, simply click on it and then bring down the volumes for the ones that are a little bit annoying. And the second thing is, if we listen right here to the audio of me talking, and the music starting up, the music is actually louder than my voice. So again, you wanna come here, go on the volume of the music, and probably bring down the music quite a lot. So I'm pretty satisfied with the results we have right here of our edit. And there's a really important thing that I want to talk about, and it's to learn when to stop. So it's really easy when doing video editing to always want to fix something else, and there's always something you can fix, but you need to learn that when you're at 90% there, that the 10% that is left is just not worth it to pass hours and hours trying to perfect it. And sometimes when you try to over edit your video, you end up making it worse instead of making it better. There's also a saying that says it's better done than perfect, and I really believe inside of this saying, because instead of passing hours and hours trying to perfect your edit, you might be better to go outside, film another video, then come back, edit again, learn more, and repeat the process, because by repeating the process, you're actually going to learn more than trying to make your video right now perfect. So now we're ready to export the video, and for this it's actually pretty easy. So we come here on this little icon, And what is pretty neat is that you have full control on your export options. And here we're going to put it at 4K. So even if our video is at 1080p, this is a little trick to get better quality on YouTube. You export it at 4K, and then when you recode it instead of 1080p, the 1080p is going to be better quality than if you exported it at 1080p and left it on YouTube at 1080p. We're going to leave the frame rate at 30 frames per second because that's what we use. And we're simply going to click export, and it's going to start exporting our video. While this video is exporting, let's wrap up this video. I also realized I only have 2 minutes left on my memory card, so it's really time to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by hitting the like button below, and definitely consider subscribing. The next episode is going to be on how to publish the video and how to grow your YouTube channel. If you haven't seen the 2 first episodes on planning your video and filming the video, I highly suggest you go check them out. There's going to be a link in the description down below. See you in the next video. Bye bye.